Oresund, a bridge that connects two nations, a bridge that allows people from one nation to cross over into another, made to unite people. One of the 37 bridges in the country, and perhaps the most important. One person who recently crossed this bridge, His Holiness Hadhrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, fifth successor to the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi, an individual who tirelessly crosses nations in order to spread peace, harmony, and the word of its Creator, to unite all of mankind, and to persuade them to bow down and worship the one God, Allah the Almighty. This man of God, the representative of Allah on this earth, a servant of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of God be upon him, and the successor to the promised Messiah, Hadhrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah be his helper, continues this mission with his tour of Scandinavia.
خلافت کیا ہے ایک فضل عظیم رب رحمہ ہے خلافت حرز جان و نور عین ہر مسلمان ہے خلافت پاسبان امت فخر رسولہ ہے خلافت جلوہ قدرت ثانی کی حامل ہے خلافت نصرت و تائید ربانی کی حامل ہے خلافت درس گاہ علم و عرفان الہی ہے خلافت اس زمین پر.
In last week's episode of our beloved Huzoor's tour of Scandinavia, we briefly looked at the history of the community in Denmark before witnessing the arrival of the present Khalifa of the promised Messiah, peace be upon him, where he was greeted by the local Jamaat members. We also saw Huzoor graciously inspecting the recently renovated office buildings before meeting the local mayor of Huzoor. We now continue this spiritual journey, which will see Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen delivering the Friday sermon, gracing an audience of children, and later deliver a keynote address at a reception held in his honor in Copenhagen before traveling across the border into Malmo, Sweden. Hazrat Khalifa Masih delivered his weekly Friday sermon from Nusrat Jahan Mosque on Friday, the 6th of May 2016, which coincidentally also marked the 50th anniversary of the laying of the foundation stone of this beautiful mosque.
تقریباً 11 سال پہلے میں یہاں آیا تھا. وقت گزرنے کا پتہ نہیں چلتا. کئی بچے تھے, آج جوان ہوں گے. کئی ایسے ہوں گے جو بچوں کے ماں باپ بن چکے ہوں گے. ظاہری طور پر بھی اللہ تعالیٰ نے بہت فضل فرمایا ہے یہاں جماعت پر, اور مسجد کے ساتھ ایک بڑا ہال, دفاتر, لائبریری اور دوسری سہولیات مل گئیں. اسی طرح مسجد کے سامنے جو مکان لیا تھا اس میں بھی بڑی وسعت پیدا ہو گئی, اور مشنری کی رہائش گاہ, گیسٹ ہاؤس اور ایک بڑا ہال میسر آ گیا. یہ سب اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضل ہیں. اگر آپ کے گھروں کی آبادیاں بڑی ہیں, اگر آپ کے مال بڑھے ہیں, جماعت کو ظاہری عمارتوں کے لحاظ سے اللہ تعالیٰ نے وسعت عطا فرمائی ہے, تو یقیناً ان باتوں پر ہمیں اللہ تعالیٰ کا شکر گزار ہونا چاہیے. میں نے اس وقت بھی یہاں کے احمدیوں کو اس طرح توجہ دلائی تھی کہ جب میں یہاں پہلے آیا تھا, جیسا کہ میں نے ذکر کیا 11 سال پہلے, اور اکثر اس طرف توجہ دلاتا رہتا ہوں کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے آپ کو یا آپ کے باپ دادا کو احمدیت قبول کرنے کی توفیق دی. تو یہ اللہ تعالیٰ کا خاص فضل ہے. اور اللہ تعالیٰ نے کسی نیکی کی وجہ سے یہ فضل فرمایا ہے. لیکن اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضلوں کو جاری رکھنے کے لیے ان نیکیوں میں بڑھنا اور اپنی حالتوں کو پہلے سے بہتر کرنا بھی ضروری ہے.
The Khalifa of the time pays great attention to the upbringing of the youth in his community. Despite his busy schedule, he makes time to give audience to them and answer any questions they may have.
فرض ایسی چیز ہے جو تم نے ضرور کرنی ہے. ٹھیک. سنت ایسی چیز ہے جو حضرت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ایسے نفل جو پڑھ کے دکھائے اور لازمی کر دیے، لیکن ان کو آگے پیچھے بھی کیا جا سکتا ہے. ہیں؟ اور فرض اگر جماعت مسجد میں ہو رہی ہے تو بہرحال ہم نے امام کے پیچھے ادا کرنی ہے، پھر باقی سب چیزیں پیچھے ہو جائیں گی، تاکہ ایک امام کے پیچھے چل کے یونٹی کا بھی اظہار ہو. اور اللہ تعالیٰ نے اسی لیے اس کا ثواب بھی کئی گنا بڑھا کے دیا ہے. ایک ہو گئے تو برکت پڑے گی. ٹھیک ہے. ایک انگلی میں زور نہیں ہوتا، ایک مٹھی میں زور ہوتا ہے. ٹھیک. اور جب نماز با جماعت پڑھتے ہو تم لوگ تو پھر ایک دوسرے کے پہ کا جو روحانی مقام ہے نا، اس کا بھی ایک دوسرے پہ اثر ہو رہا ہوتا ہے.
آپ اپنی ایک دن کی روٹین بتا سکتے ہیں؟
ایک دن کی؟
ہاں جی
بتائی تو تھی پہلے، میں تمہیں ایک دفعہ کئی دفعہ بتا چکا ہوں. صبح اٹھتا ہوں نفل پڑھنے کے لیے، پھر نماز کے اور نفل کے درمیان میں وقت ہوتا ہے پھر قرآن شریف پڑھ لیتا ہوں کچھ تھوڑا سا. پھر اس کے بعد سنتیں پڑھتا ہوں، نماز پڑھانے چلا جاتا ہوں. پھر آتا ہوں تھوڑی سی ایکسرسائز کرتا ہوں. ایکسرسائز سائیکل پہ اور مشین پہ. پھر قرآن شریف دوبارہ پڑھتا ہوں کافی سا. پھر کوئی حضرت مسیح السلام کی کتاب کا تھوڑا سا حصہ پڑھتا ہوں، تفسیر کا. ٹھیک. پھر تھوڑا دیر سو جاتا ہوں. پھر جاگتا ہوں تو ناشتہ کرتا ہوں. پھر چلا جاتا ہوں دفتر اپنے لندن میں جب ہوتا ہوں. ٹھیک. پھر وہاں جا کے تھوڑی سی کچھ جو کچھ 500-600 خط ہوتے ہیں سائن کر کے لوگوں کو بھیجنے کے لیے، وہ سائن بھی کرتا ہوں. پھر دفتر کے لوگ جو ہوتے ہیں نا، مختلف آفیسز جو ہمارے ہیں مرکز کے، ان کے لوگ آتے ہیں، یا بعض کمیٹیاں بنی ہوتی ہیں ان کے لوگ آتے ہیں، یا بعض ملکوں کے عمرا میٹنگ کرنے کے لیے آتے ہیں، ان سے میٹنگ کرتا ہوں. 2-3 گھنٹے وہاں گزر جاتے ہیں. پھر ظہر کی نماز کا وقت ہو جاتا ہے، وہ پڑھتا ہوں. پھر گھر آ کے کھانا کھاتا ہوں تھوڑا سا، اور تھوڑا ریسٹ کرتا ہوں. پھر اٹھ کے دفتر چلا جاتا ہوں. پھر وہاں جا کے پھر اپنی دفتر کی ڈاک جو ہوتی ہے وہ دیکھتا ہوں. خط آئے ہوتے ہیں مختلف مشنوں سے، مختلف جگہوں سے. ٹھیک ہے. پھر چائے پی کے شام کی عصر کی نماز پڑھ کے پھر دفتر آ جاتا ہوں. پھر لوگ ملاقات کرنے کے لیے آ جاتے ہیں. ٹھیک ہے. پھر لوگوں سے ملاقاتیں کرتا ہوں. 1-2 گھنٹے پھر گزر جاتے ہیں. کچھ وقت جو ہو جائے تو پھر دوبارہ باہر سے آئے ہوئے ڈاک خط ہوتے ہیں وہ دیکھتا ہوں. ٹھیک ہے. پھر نماز عشاء کی کھانا کھایا، نماز پڑھائی. پھر کوئی ملنے آ گیا کوئی رشتہ دار تو اس سے تھوڑی 5-7 منٹ کے لیے مل لیا. پھر دفتر میں چلا جاتا ہوں. پھر جا کے رات کو ڈاک دیکھتا رہتا ہوں. پھر رات ہو جاتی ہے. ٹھیک ہے. پھر اس کے بعد آ کے 11-11:30 اگر ہو گئے تو پھر کچھ تھوڑا سا کتاب پڑھ لی، اخبار پڑھ لیا، دیکھ لیا. تو اس طرح ہی پھر تھوڑی دیر سویا، پھر صبح اٹھ گیا. اسی طرح وقت گزر جاتا ہے.
One of the biggest milestones in an Ahmadi child's life is the completion of the Holy Quran for the very first time, which is called the Ameen ceremony. Our beloved Khalifa graciously conducted this ceremony for the children who achieved this blessing. On the 9th of May, 2016, a grand reception was held in the honor of Hadhrat Amir al-Mu'mineen. Prior to the reception, Huzoor graciously accepted a meeting with a few dignitaries, which included the Minister of Culture, His Excellency, Mr. Bertel Harder, the Ambassador of Belgium, Paul de Witt, the Honorable Ulla Sandbeek, and the Honorable Josephine Fock, both members of Parliament for the Alternative Party. Also in attendance was the Honorable Jan Messman, Member of Parliament for the Danish People's Party.
It is the saying of the Prophet of Islam that love of your country is part of your faith.
Yeah.
So if a person living in Denmark who's a Danish, whether migrant or naturalized or in whatever way he has adopted the nationality, he is a national of this country and he has to love this country more than any other thing.
Yeah. Very important message.
Yes. And that is, in my view, and that is integration.
Right.
Integration does not mean that you don't practice your religion, don't practice your tradition. The integration is that you work for the country, for the betterment of country, for the upliftment of the country.
Over 200 people were in attendance, and a few high-profile guests were also given the opportunity to say a few words.
I believe that it is of immense importance to support and improve interreligious dialogue and dialogue between religious communities and other groups such as political parties and civil society. In this regard, I very much respect His Holiness's engagement in dialogue, peace, separation of religion and state, and the freedom of expression.
It makes me so very happy that there is a voice in Islam talking about peace, talking about love, talking about unity. So I came here tonight to be inspired by your words that I believe are completely true, so I can carry them out in the world because they came from you, and hopefully make my small contribution also to world peace listening to you. So thank you very much for being here.
The highlight of the event was the keynote address delivered by Hadhrat Khalifatul Masih. Huzoor spoke about the peaceful objectives of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community and the claim of its founder, Hadhrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, peace be upon him. Hazrat Amir Mu'mineen refuted the allegation that Islam was spread by the sword and used Quranic references to prove that Islam advocates universal religious freedom and tolerance before addressing the issue of the impending danger of the Third World War.
If we truly desire peace in the world, we need to think of the consequences of our words and deeds. We need to be respectful of the beliefs and values of others. This is the way to break down barriers and to knock down the walls of enmity and resentment that have been erected in so many parts of the world. Certainly, establishing peace is the most critical and urgent need of the time. This should be our foremost ambition and objective. No one can deny that the hateful and wicked acts of certain Muslims have significantly contributed to many of the conflicts that are witnessed today. However, it should be absolutely clear that the reason they are involved in such cruelties is because they have moved far away from the true teachings of Islam. Furthermore, there are certain non-Muslim worldly powers that are also fanning the flames of conflict through their unjust acts and policies. Anyway, if one reads the Holy Quran and assesses the life of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, through a lens of justice rather than through a lens of prejudice, they will soon realize that Islam is a religion of peace. They will realize that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, desired peace with every fiber of his being. Alliances and blocs are rapidly forming before our eyes. And so it is my grave fear that we are charging madly towards a destructive, devastating Third World War without pause for thought. In fact, it would not be inaccurate to say that the roots of such a war have already taken hold. If we wish to save ourselves, and more importantly, if we wish to protect our children and future generations from the torment of war and its destructive consequences, then we must fulfill the rights of our Creator and the rights of one another.
Holiness come, I feel this, I don't know how you find out who is going to be elected as a holiness, because he has some aura around him that says so much without saying any words. So, and that is a big experience to me. I really found out tonight that is there anything going to be good here in this life on earth? It must be the way that the Ahmadiyya congregation is thinking. That is great for me. Really great.
I think it was a very important speech we got here because it's sending an important message to everybody, not only in Denmark but to the world. What we need is peacemakers, and His Holiness is a true peacemaker.
I think it's so important right now in this time of crisis that there are people whose religion is peace and love and respect for everybody. You know, this is not the general image of Islam in Denmark, but I know that this is, for me, this is a genuine Islam. And I think that if everybody would know that this is genuine Islam, the situation in the world would be so much different. So I really enjoyed to listen to it.
I found it very inspiring. This is the first time I've seen him or any other Muslim leader speak. So it was very interesting to see his view on things, and I found it courageous, beautiful, and I have been very excited to hear him speak today.
I listened with great interest to His Holiness, and I liked his message of love and against hatred, and I think we need that message very much in this world and in all countries, including this country. So many terrorist acts are done in the name of Islam. Because of that, it's so important to have His Holiness and others who speak for Islam and who expresses a very peaceful and lovable kind of Islam. We all need to hear that.
Working tirelessly to spread love and peace, the true teachings of Islam. On the following day, our beloved Khalifa was interviewed by journalist Rushi Rashid Holberg for her show on Radio 24/7.
Til russisk roulette med Rushi Rashid Holberg.
Ja, velkommen tilbage til anden time, hvor vi har et scoop legnet op til jer i dag. Ahmadiyya-menighedens åndelige overhoved, og hold fast, hans hellighed, kalif Hadhrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad. Yes. How do you feel about other Muslims not looking at you as Muslim, because you have a mosque, you read the same book, you believe in the same sayings of Prophet and Allah and so on. So how do you feel being outcast like that?
You see, as you see, Holy Prophet ﷺ also prophesied that as Jews did not accept Jesus Christ, despite all the prophecies given in Torah about him and by Moses. So in the same way, Muslim will also, you see, put hindrance in front of the Messiah of the Prophet of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? So, despite that, we have been preaching the true teaching of Islam, and despite that, hundreds of thousands of Muslims joining us every year. You see, the man who claimed in 1889 to be the promised Messiah and Mahdi, in a small town of Qadian, he was a single man. And the people started joining him. And when he passed away in 1908, the strength of the community was almost 400,000. And most of them were from among Muslims of Indo-Pakistan subcontinent, right? And after that, even in the Arab world, people are joining us. In the other countries of the world, people in Indonesia, hundreds of thousands have joined Ahmadiyya. In Malaysia, thousands of Ahmadis are living there, even in the Arab world. So gradually and slowly they are coming to join us. So despite the fact that if they had known that we are not following the true teaching of Islam, we are not giving the due respect to the Holy Prophet of Islam, we are misconstruing the meaning of the Khatam al-Nabiyyin, the seal of the Prophet, we are misinterpreting the text of the Holy Quran, then they would not have joined us.
To conclude the blessed tour of Denmark, Huzoor led silent prayer before waving to the local Jamaat members who gathered outside Nusrat Jahan Mosque to bid farewell. Our beloved Khalifatul Masih's next destination was Sweden, a country which holds the title of the largest country in the Scandinavian peninsula and the third largest in Europe. It boasts an area 10 times greater than that of Denmark at over 450,000 square kilometers. It is centrally located between Norway on the west and Finland to the east. Sweden is home to over 9.8 million people. A fraction of those people in Sweden are the followers of the promised Messiah, peace be upon him, who are anxiously waiting to quench their thirst and get a glance of Hadhrat Khalifatul Masih. Huzoor departed from Copenhagen, Denmark, just after 5 p.m. and arrived at the newly constructed Mahmud Mosque at 6 p.m. Upon arrival into Sweden, Huzoor was given a police escort from the border through to the Mahmud Mosque, where the local Jamaat members were eagerly waiting to welcome their Khalifa.
تو یہ ملت کے ہر ایک فرد کا دل ہے جو سچ پوچھو تو یہ ملت کے ہر ایک فرد کا دل ہے نظام مرکزی ہے یہ محمد کی شریعت کا کناروں تک زمیں کے دین کی تبلیغ و اشاعت کا خلافت کیا ہے ایک فضل عظیم رب رحمہ ہے سراسر نور و رحمت علم و حکمت کا گلستہ ہے خلافت کیا ہے ایک فضل عظیم رب رحمہ ہے مبارک وہ حقیقت جان لی جس نے خلافت کی مبارک وہ قیادت مان لی جس نے خلافت کی مبارک وہ جو پیوستہ.
Later in the evening, Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen proceeded to inspect the adjacent buildings and grounds of the Mahmud Mosque before leading Maghrib and Isha congregational prayers.
مبارک وہ امام وقت کی جس نے اطاعت کی اور ان کے زیر سایہ اپنے ایمان کی حفاظت کی مبارک وہ امام وقت کی جس نے اطاعت کی اور ان کے زیر سایہ اپنے ایمان کی حفاظت کی مبارک وہ امام وقت کی جس نے اطاعت کی اور ان کے زیر سایہ اپنے ایمان کی حفاظت کی خلافت کیا ہے ایک فضل عظیم رب رحمہ ہے سراسر نور و رحمت علم و حکمت کا گلستہ ہے خلافت کیا ہے ایک فضل عظیم رب رحمہ ہے سراسر نور و رحمت علم و حکمت کا گلستہ ہے خلافت کیا ہے ایک فضل अज़ीम रब रहमा है.
The arrival of Khalifatul Masih in Sweden brought considerable attention from the local and national press and media, with a few of the journalists enjoying the opportunity to interview Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. The first interview was with the national television channel, Sveriges Television SVT.
I heard out here that you have a slogan. Can you tell me about it?
The slogan is, if you mean love for all and hatred for none, that is the gist of the teaching of the Holy Quran and Islam. Islam means peace, love and harmony. So this means we should love each other. We spread love. Even in the Quran says that do justice with your enemies. You should not do otherwise than justice.
Of the two newspaper journalists who also interviewed Hazrat Amir Mu'mineen, Karsten Bringmark of Skanska Dagbladet was the first to put forward a series of questions, which Huzoor answered in detail.
It's a new mosque here in Malmo.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What is the importance of it?
We didn't have any place of worship for Ahmadiyya Muslims to get together and do the congregational prayer. So here, now that we have built this mosque, and the purpose is to come here, and we are bound to offer 5-time daily prayer, and that is obligatory. So the purpose is that people, Ahmadiyya Muslim, come here, gather here, and offer their obligatory prayer in congregation.
Jens Mikkelsen was the second newspaper journalist who had the opportunity to interview Hazrat Khalifatul Masih on behalf of Sydsvenskan's newspaper, who again published it later on in the day.
There's been a lot of debate in Sweden and all over the world about ISIS, for example. Many young Muslims in European countries grown up here, they go join ISIS in Syria. Why do you think so many people join?
You see, there are so many reasons. One reason I normally say is economic reason, and now it is being accepted by so many other leaders and analysts and politicians as well, that after 2008 economic crisis, the frustration has increased among the youth. They have lost their jobs. Even only in UK, millions of people lost their jobs. And when they get their jobs, if there's some improvement, youth is deprived of that. The least beneficiaries of getting jobs are youth. Those who are experienced hands, they get the jobs. So this is the frustration. And ISIS people are attracting you by giving $6,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. A person who is getting £100, $100 a month, if he gets this much amount, that's one thing is this. And there are so many other attractions as well. But if you are martyred, you die, you will go to heaven and this and that. But these are not the teachings of Islam. These leaders are actually radicalizing them, influencing them, make them follow their self-made teaching by giving wrong interpretation of the Holy Quran.
The final interview of the day was conducted for Sweden's national radio station.
What would you say is the biggest question right now for the Ahmadiyya Muslim of the world, and for you? What is your focus right now?
You see, as I have said, this is not a small task. to bring mankind close to their Creator. Now the people of the world have more attraction towards worldly things than the religion, right? And also of their own rights than to give the rights to others. Until you give the rights to others, you cannot create peace, right? If everybody is giving right to each other, then there's no conflict.
But this is such a broad issue. Can you give me an example, a more concrete that you're working with?
See, this is our mission, and for this, we are working all across the world. We are preaching. One is the missionary work. We are preaching the true teachings of Islam, which have been given in the Holy Quran, and which we see from the practices of the Holy Prophet of Islam. Secondly, humanitarian work we are doing in third world countries. For instance, we are running our schools, hospitals, and providing other facilities even. There are quite a number of places in the third world countries, in Africa especially, where they do not get potable water. And we have started projects of other humanitarian work, such as developing model villages.
Join us again next week for another episode of Hadhrat Amir Mu'mineen's Tour of Scandinavia.